House has again slammed recent comments by Benjamin Netanyahu dismissing a two-state solution. This time, the criticism came from U.S. President's chief of staff, who was speaking before a liberal pro-Israel lobby group called J Street. The group was set up to counter the more hawkish group known as AIPAC. CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg was at the event and joins us with more. Roee, some tough rhetoric coming from the Obama administration, just days, of course, after a Netanyahu victory.
Absolutely, and Dennis McDonough echoing the criticisms we've heard in the days since that victory, but this time before a very receptive audience.
White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough.
A warm welcome for the U.S. President Barack Obama's right-hand man at J Street. It's considered the, quote, pro-Israel, pro-peace lobby. On Monday, the White House Chief of Staff, Dennis McDonough, told the group,
"The borders of Israel and an independent Palestine should be based on the 1967 lines with mutually agreed swaps. Each state needs secure and recognized borders, and there must be robust provisions that safeguard Israel's security. An occupation that has lasted for almost 50 years must end."
His message was echoed by left-wing Israeli politicians who flew to Washington to address the 3,000 Americans gathered for the conference.
We want an Israel that is constantly working for peace. We want it because it's right, and we want it because it's necessary for the security and the sustainability of our beloved country.
J Street was set up a few years ago to counter AIPAC, the historically powerful American Israel Public Affairs Committee. The two groups have very different views on how Washington should support Israel, considered a key U.S. ally. The crowd here says it's tired of the status quo.
Palestinians and Israelis want peace, and that the noise that has been created by the Netanyahu campaign and now the government is antithetical to that. And I'm very angry.
This year's meeting comes just days after Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, swept to victory in elections after promising at the last minute there'd be no Palestinian state on his watch. Words that angered the Obama administration.
We cannot simply pretend that these comments were never made.
And Palestinian leaders.
And those who believe in peace must believe in the two-state solution as the only option. A Palestinian state to live side by side, the state of Israel in peace and security on the 1967 line. That is our promise, that's our destiny, that's our future, that's our courage, that's our hope, and I thank you very much.
The White House originally said it would, quote, review its position on Israel given Netanyahu's recent comments, but on Monday, Dennis McDonough failed to spell out or even hint at what changes such a review might encompass, effectively stopping short on the details many at the J Street gathering were hoping to finally hear.
CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg reporting from our newsroom.